Hey guys, so Stardom held their 8th anniversary show recently, and it was pretty great. Not a single match was actually bad or just which is pretty interesting since Stardom seems to usually have at least one or two matches that are pretty skippable. This show showed us the return of Mayu, B.A. Priestley and Starlight Kid's new outfits, Saya Ida's debut, a title change, a supreme disappointment, and a match of the year contender already. So, for this review onwards, I'm going to be spoiling the end of every match. It's just been kind of hard to. I've been trying to not spoil as much as possible while still giving my opinions and thoughts on each match. So, if you guys don't want to hear spoilers, I'm sorry, I'm going to be using them from now on. I advise you to always watch the show before watching any reviews of mine from now on. Another thing, apparently my lights drain the batteries even if they're off. So when I got ready to actually record, neither one of them are working. So I'm kind of just using a natural light from my light right now. I'm sorry if it's pretty bad. Let's get to it. The first match includes a debut, and a debut that I was actually very, very interested about for two reasons mainly. One, she was facing Natsuko Tora, and Natsuko Tora recently became in my top four favorite wrestlers. The other reason is that I am very, very intrigued by Saya. Her name is Saya Eda, and for those who don't know, she is incredibly short. She is about 4 foot 7.5 inches, or 145 centimeters for the rest of the world. That makes her the smallest person on the roster by quite a lot. I'm very excited to see what kind of wrestler she's going to become because she decided to join John after the match. Mostly power wrestlers are joining John lately, and her being so short but with a bigger frame, I could really see her becoming a dominant threat. Her nickname is Small Giant. And up until now, every other really short wrestler in Stardom has either been super fast paced, high flyer agility, or a comedy wrestler like Hiromi. So I am excited to see a very short wrestler be something that's not one of those two things. This match was quite good for a debut. It's pretty much what you would expect from a normal debut of any other kind of wrestler not named Utami. She did her, drop kicks. She did some pretty simple like moves, slams, and whatnot. She was very impressive. I'm really looking forward to seeing her progress. She's already won me over, uh, very easily. Her facial expressions and her look make me think that she's going to go far in wrestling just on that alone. Her ability, she does need to work on though. But she's just debuting, it's whatever. Natsuko really did wonders in this match for her. She carried the match really well. She put on a very good bout, even with someone very inexperienced like Saya. Also, she did something that I really liked. She made Saya look very resilient. There were many parts of the match where Natsuko was really kind of torturing her, and Saya just would not give up. I think that's a pretty good thing for her to do. It really makes her seem like she's not some kind of sissy girl. She's there. She's gonna kick butt. The ending of the match was Natsuko pinning Saya Ida after her signature frog splash off the top rope. After the match, Saya asked to join John, which Jungle accepted, and I was so happy to hear that I actually jumped out of my seat, fist pumped, and screamed yeah. And I'm not a very vocal person. It might not seem it in these videos because the main purpose is for me to be talking, but I don't really talk very often by my own choice. So yeah, I am very glad she joined John, and her joining not only cements but gives credence to John being my second favorite faction. On to the next match. This match was a gauntlet match, a tag team gauntlet match, and if I had to choose one match from this entire show that would be my least favorite, it would probably be this one. But don't worry, that doesn't mean it's a bad match or that you should skip it. It's actually a really good match. It's just the least impactful or important to me. The match started with the team of Starlight Kid and Alex Gracia versus Hina and Rina, and no surprise to anyone, Starlight Kid and Alex won when Starlight Kid pinned Rina after hitting her with a twisting frog splash off the top rope. The next team to come out were Mary, Apache, and Natsumi, and the conflict between mother and daughter has never been more noticeable than right now. They have kind of been setting up with little inklings or seeds that Natsumi might not be all okay with how her mother has been acting with Hannah, and she is really showing it by being super disrespectful and ignoring her. That does not stop them from winning, though, as Mary picks up the win by pinning Alex Gracia with a pretty wicked looking lariat. I didn't even know Mary did lariats, but they're pretty good. The last team to come out was a combination of two teams, John and Stars. So we had Ruka and Hannon. Now, it was clear that Mary and Natsumi were going to win this, but what was surprising to me was the actual finish. Natsumi pinned Ruka. That is crazy to me. I don't know about you guys, but I know Ruka's like 13 and Natsumi's like 16 or 17, but I just feel like that wasn't right. The only benefit is that she kind of got her with a flash-ish pin. It was a Hurricanrana roll-up pin. Pretty well done. Overall, this entire match was pretty great. The most important thing to come out of it, though, was the continuation of the Mary and Natsumi storyline, where at the end, Mary straight up shoved her daughter down and walked away. I have been kind of vocal about my displeasure of Mary in Stardom. Not that I don't want her there, it's just that I don't like seeing her. And they've got me interested. This alone has got me interested because I think a mother-daughter storyline could be really great. The next match, we have Hannah's new crew made up of Hannah Kimura, Sadie Gibbs, and Bobby Tyler versus Odo Tai, made up of Hazuki, Natsu Sumire, and Jamie Hayter. This match was really great, and most shockingly, Hannah did not ruin it for me. She has steadily gotten better and better as time went on, fusing a little bit of her old character with a little bit of her new character to make a character that is very not only bearable but actually fun to watch. She started getting a little bit better a while ago, but then she regressed back to something unbearable again. So I'm still holding out being fully supportive, but if she sticks doing what she's doing right now, man, she is getting way better. I mean, she's always been as hot as she is, but now I actually like seeing her wrestle again. So that is really great for me because it looks like she's going nowhere anytime soon. This match was pretty great. The two most notable things that I noticed was that Sumire looked super, super hot in her replacement outfit. Apparently she forgot her Odo Tai gear and had to wear a replacement outfit that was kind of bright pink, and she had a sign on there basically saying sorry or something. I didn't understand it. I saw a post about it, but she looked really hot. And then also Now was there, and Now is kind of not there all the time, even though she's only a manager. I don't really fully understand why they don't have her there for every show. It's a shame because I always enjoy her there because she's very charismatic. She reminds me a lot of Tam, where Tam was kind of the best part of Odo Tai when she was in it. Now kind of gives me the same feeling where her charisma and personality outshines everyone else, even though it's kind of hard to do with Sumire right now. She gives her a run for her money. The match ended with Sadie Gibbs pinning Natsu Sumire with some kind of turning body splash. I couldn't find the name of this move. I looked for like over an hour. If you know the name of the move, please tell me because I'm very curious because I have seen it done before. I just don't know what it's called. So, on to the next match. Mayu's back, and boy am I glad she is. Sometimes you forget how amazing she is until she's not there. There is no one in the ring, and this is counting everyone else, not just people in Stardom, that is as fluid as she is. She is the embodiment of like wind in the ring. No one ragdolls like her. Right? It's amazing. The match was kind of a callback of Stars with Mayu Iwatani, Arisa Hoshiki, and Saki Kashima. Since all three of those people are actually from the beginning of years of Stardom, it was kind of a nice, return. They went against Queen's Quest, made up of Azumi, Konami, and B.A. Priestley. And like I said before, B.A. got a new outfit. I don't know if it's totally new, I don't know if she's worn it outside of Stardom, but this is the first time she's worn it in Stardom, and it's great. I really like it. I love it. The only thing is that if it is a completely new outfit, I would like to see her get a Queen's Quest gear with the leopard print, just so she can officially feel like a member. This match was absolutely amazing. Everyone brought their A game here. BA and Arisa brought some very hard-hitting, stiff-looking moves. Azumi and Mayu had some really great, athletic, and flashy-looking moves. And Saki and Konami are just as unorthodox as they usually are. Some notable moments from the match were when BA pulled out a move I did not expect to see, the Japanese Ocean Cyclone Suplex, which is a move famously created by Manami Toyota, who is an absolute legend in the Joshi world. If you do not know who that is, please go to YouTube, type in Manami Toyota, and watch every single match, because she is widely considered one of the best wrestlers of all time, man or woman. She was amazing. Another notable moment of the match was when Mayu did a super kick type kick, and the kick itself was really great. The person taking it, I can't really remember off the top of my head. I think it was Azumi, but forgive me if it wasn't. Was really great. All of that was perfect. But what really caught my attention, and I still kind of think about, was the way Mayu sold after the move. See, Mayu had just taken a hit, so she was doing that thing where she's getting one big hit back in before falling back down. And like I said, no one is as fluid and ragdolls like Mayu does. The way she fell down after the kick, it's just like it won't get out of my brain. It was so perfect. Things like that stick with me. I mean, that's why I really loved Tam versus Natsuko. There were just little moments that were so impactful and memorable that they won't leave my brain. The match ended with Mayu Iwatani doing a sick-looking moonsault and pinning Azumi. This match was phenomenal. You should definitely watch it. It's not part of the big three that happened at the end, but it could have been. It was really great. On to the next match. The first of the 3 title matches. We have the championship holder of the SWA belt and the EVE International belt, Viper, and her challenger, Utami Hayashishita. I believe I've been saying her name wrong this whole time. I've always said Hayashishita, but I've been hearing them say, announce it, and I think it's Hayashishita, or something. I'm going to keep calling her Hayashishita, just because my ability to speak Japanese as they want me to is not very good. So, sorry. Going into this match, I had zero idea what the outcome was going to be. I felt like it was almost a guarantee for Utami to win, but at the same time, it was pretty much a guarantee for Viper to retain. So, it really confused me. The match was really great, just like every other match in the show. The one thing I did notice was I don't know if this was intentional or not, but they seemed to show that Viper was hurting herself more than she was hurting Utami. A lot of Viper's moves backfired on her, and I think that could possibly have been the reason why Utami won at the end. Because they're just, like I said, there's really no way that Utami would beat Viper, but at the same time, Utami's kind of unstoppable right now, so it's kind of this immovable object versus can't be stopped object. Why can't I just say words right? This match actually reminded me of two other matches from the past. The first match it reminded me of was the first time Momo Watanabe challenged Io Shirai for her white belt. Most of the match, Io just beat the crap out of Momo. Almost like she was angry that Momo dared to challenge her and only bring this much to the plate. Momo was not ready at that time, and Io was kind of a little peeved, it kind of looked like. So, for a lot of this match, Viper is just annihilating Utami. And so that's why my mind kind of drifted to that match. Second reason, or second match, I should say, that it reminded me of was when Jungle challenged for the SWA belt. And the reason why it reminded me of that one was in that match, Jungle she lost, but she came out looking super strong. There was this really good slow build that they did, where, towards the beginning parts of the match, Jungle tried lifting Viper numerous different times and failed throughout the entire match. And then right at the end, she did it. She lifted her, did the whole thing. It was super awesome, made Jungle look awesome. Set up, payoff. Great. Exactly what they did in this match. They had Utami try to do numerous different things involving being able to lift Viper and failing every time. And at the end, finally win by picking her up, suplexing her. So, Utami now has 4 belts. And one of them is from another promotion. 2 of them are single belts. She is getting skyrocketed to the moon. This match was amazing. And my dual champions video is now obsolete. Already. Thanks a lot, Stardom. Let's talk about the semi-main event. Because this match right here, is already a match of the year contender. This match was so good. It surprised me. I mean, I knew Momo was awesome, and then her challenger was Tam, but I did not expect them to put on such an amazing match. I expected them to put on a really great match, like all the other matches in the show, but I was not expecting them to put on what I would call, back when I was doing ratings, a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. It was so good. In this match, Momo Watanabe beats Tam Nakano and gets her 9th defense for the white belt or the Wonder of Stardom belt. Now, Momo only needs to defend the belt 3 more times, and she will have broken Io Shirai's record for a number of defenses for the white belt. I've said it before, I don't know if I've ever said it on a video, but I've said it a lot. I really think they are going to have Momo beat Io's record. And I think that is a very great thing for her to do, because Momo is kind of, even though she's so great, she's now the ace of the company, she's doing amazing, she stepped into her role, there is still this huge shadow over her. And I think the best way for her to step out of that shadow and not just be Io's replacement, but Stardom, she needs to have something in her name that Io can't touch. And if she beats Io's record, it's no longer Io's record, it's Momo's record. And I think that is the best thing they can do for her right now. With all of that talk about Momo, I really, really want to give props to Tam, because she really outdid herself in this match. I have always been a fan of Tam. You can see my awards video to know that I might have some subconscious bias for her. And I've always considered her underrated by her own company. I don't feel like they're giving her what she deserves for her level. There are a couple people like that, but Tam is one of them. In this match, Tam had 2 goals. One of them was the obvious, get the white belt. The other goal, though, could be argued a little bit more important, maybe to her. It's to show to not only Momo, but everyone else, that Stars is not just Mayu Iwatani. And I didn't even know that that's what was going on. I didn't see any kind of story building towards that route, mainly because I was ignoring it because I thought that they weren't going to ever do it. I didn't think they were ever going to pull the trigger on something like that. So it's really interesting to see them finally do something like this because, the whole jokes online about how Tam gets super mistreated by Mayu, how Mayu kind of is a terrible leader and throws people aside as soon as a new person comes along. I didn't think they were ever going to actually put some light on it. And in this match and after the match, Tam kind of did. And it's interesting because the one person that they had her fight against to prove this was someone who not that long ago had been in the same situation. After Io left, a lot of people online, in the company, whatnot, kind of considered Queen's Quest no longer important. Io wasn't there anymore, no reason to fret over them. So for Tam to want to prove that Stars is more than just Mayu against Momo, it's kind of significant. The match ended with Momo Watanabe pinning Tam Nakano with a Peach Sunrise, Momo's finisher, and a particularly nasty looking one too. There was a lot of oomph on it. Bam. It was crazy. Maybe it was just the angle, but it looked really good. After the match is really what made this match go from amazing to match of the year contender. Tam put on one of the best promos I've ever seen. Her facial expressions, the inflection in her voice, her body language, everything was perfect. She brought emotions into this, and she did it very well. I might even consider adding an award for my award videos called Best Promo of the Year because that was so good. It deserves some kind of recognition. And immediately following that one, Momo gives us the best promo she's ever done, in my opinion. Momo's never been a good, speaker on the mic. She can talk in the ring with her, with her wrestling, but on the mic, she's just kind of average. But this promo from her was the best I've ever heard from her. So let me know in the comments if you think this is a match of the year contender or not, because I'm writing it down for the list. The main event, the match that is supposed to be the climax of the show and at the same time tying a nice ribbon around the whole shebang. The red belt is on the line, meaning Kagetsu needs to defend her title one more time. And in this match, Kagetsu is defending her title against challenger Jungle Kyona. Now, going into this match, I 99.95% thought that Jungle was winning. That was mostly probably my own bias and wishful thinking, but I really, really thought she was going to win and we were going to get an awesome singles title run from Jungle. Unfortunately, those dreams were crushed hard, and she lost. I really hope this loss is leading to something good for her, because she definitely deserves it. The match itself was really great, just like every other match in this. I really liked how Kagetsu, for a good chunk of the beginning of the match, wrestled completely clean, almost like way clean than anyone else, even from the other factions. It was really cool to see her actually wrestle for once, because she is a very, very, very talented wrestler. Jungle also showed how much of a beast she was, making you actually believe it could be her time. She is just so good, and in this match she shows you why. There was this really awesome spot that I liked where Kagetsu brought Jungle up into the seating area, the bleachers. It looked like she was going to do her hanging spot, where she hangs people because she really likes hanging people. But instead, she kind of swerved it and put Jungle in some kind of submission move and hung herself over the railing, using gravity to kind of hurt Jungle. It was really cool. I love the shot of it. If you watch it on Stardom World, the angle they got was really good. I thought it was a really cool spot. It got me kind of pumped up. I really liked it. I thought it was a nice swerve from the usual Kagetsu hanging someone. So good job on them. It was really interesting. This match ended with Kagetsu defending her title again with a move that reminded me of the AA by John Cena. It's kind of like a Samoan position, and then she like flipped him to the side. It was interesting. I don't think I've ever seen her do it before. Could be wrong. I know she does the Samoan driver and the Samoan drop, but I don't think I've ever seen that before from her. Could be wrong, but Seriously though, I really hope Jungle gets some kind of single belt soon. If they keep cutting her short right at the end every single time, people are going to stop caring. There's only so much you can back someone before they just become completely irrelevant because they always lose every single time. Also, I'm kind of super salty that she didn't win because I really like Jungle. So there's that too. This show was really great and a good way to celebrate 8 years of Stardom. Hopefully we have another 8 amazing years of Stardom. And by far the best match of the night was Momo Watanabe versus Tam Nakano. I don't even see it being touched for a while. No matches that they have announced, I believe, are going to be as good as this one for maybe 2-3 months. Hopefully I'm wrong. The one thing I am super excited about, though, from this show, if I had to pick one thing, was Saya joining John. I am super excited about that, and I hope Saya gets some really great guidance from Jungle and Natsuko, and I hope they become a very dominant team here in the future. Bye.